Hello future tech leaders, I am Sindhuja. Based on my own experience, I know that learning the right skills can shape our future. What if I say learning was as thrilled as the tech world itself? There we go. A cloud foundation, that's exactly what you will experience. From day one, you will be immersed in the interactive sessions and expert-led courses that covers most of the widely used technologies in the zone of data science to cloud computing, which brings more light to the life of a techie. I'm so excited to help you and unlock the true potential of a technology. Well, then why to wait? Let's see what it unfolds.
Yesterday, we have configured the Authentication API. We downloaded that one. We have downloaded those things. What are the things we have downloaded? We just downloaded the Postman collection. We enabled Authentication API in the PingPad console. And then we download the Postman collection. This is only for the adapter actually. The Authentication API, it's only for the adapters. Not for anything else. I mean, nothing is there apart from the ping federate adapters actually. What we can mostly use for the HTML form adapter actually. For example, there are certain kind of application there. They need their application URL too. I mean, the application login screen to be thrown actually. In that login screen in the backend, right, they can able to call this kind of a ping federate API. That authentication API. And then based on that the ping federate will authenticate and then create the access token like that actually. Now here, like it's only used for the auth configuration, not for the SAML, because the API flow right. It's only available for the like OAuth. I mean, obviously we all know, right? SAML is a restricted flow. It won't work for the SAML. It's only for the OAuth. In order to enable the authentication API to be working for the OAuth, right? We need to specify it for a single client ID like that actually. Single client ID means we can able to easily get it. For example, can you go back to the applications and OAuth client ID? Before creating everything, before authenticating the user based on it. Can you go back to the node, Patty to fill, right? Just try to hit your authorship code. Grandy, right? This one, just hit it in the browser. Let's see whether you are getting the HTML form login. The policy is taking the visit. What is the last selector we have seen? It's extended property, right? Given admin, this admin actually have the basic IDs. Here we need to. Can you change it to the? Let's try the implicit. Let's see. I'll just try here. That's fine. Try the implicit there. We are getting the login screen. Now you are getting the login screen, right? Let's try this one. If you're trying the implicit, you'll get the token directly. If you're trying the authorship code, you'll get the code actually. That's the only difference. After the authentication API, can you go to the implicit client type, that one? Where the implicit grant type. Here if you scroll down, if I want to enable the API, right? Each application, I mean not for all the application required the API, right? If you enable the API, that's all. Actually it is only API method. That is the redirect class method only. It won't redirect. Only like an API method, nothing else actually. Understood? If you enable the API for a client ID, I mean that client ID cannot work with the redirect URL and all. Actually, it's only API flow. Now here, if you could see, right, all authentication API redirect this mode, right? When you enable it, that's all. Everything will get blocked. Actually, allow it and then scroll down and save it. Now, can you go back and copy that one? Can you copy that and put it in the node? Plus again one more time. Now we need to add one more. Here the response mode, right? It's API flow, right? Ambient at the end. Ambient response underscore mode is equal to ppi.flow. It's API flow, right? Dot flow. Copy that. Can you go back to the whenever you got the login screen, right? When you are getting the login screen, you will be getting the sorry. You'll be getting the like. What is that? The flow ID you'll be getting. That flow ID will be taken into the HTML form. HTML form will accept it and then it will throw the login screen to the user. It will get the username and password. And then after authentication, the same flow ID will flow actually. First of all, if I want to authenticate using the HTML form, I need to use the flow ID only. First of all, let's get the flow ID. Can you open the Postman? First of all, can you enable that ping federate authentication API? Yes, here get current state right now. The first one is here get flow ID. Can you paste that one there? Paste it. This is a get method actually. Oh, it's not pasting it. No, I previously pasted the authorization. Oh, I understood. Here, this is the get method. Can you put the get method actually? Everything is fine. All good. Niche authorization. What to client ID? Just can you send it? Let's see. Now, if you could see right, what is that it is asking for? Our ID. This ID will work only for what is the status, username and password required, that only for that particular status actually right. This ID will work only for that username and password required. Can you copy that? ID the flow ID. Now in the left hand side, can you go to the HTML form adapter? No, the username required, right? Here check username and password. Can you paste that flow ID there? Remove that flow ID. No, I think delete the yes, perfect. Now can you base URL? I think it's correct, only right. We don't require the say PCHA and all actually delete those things. Uncommand that one. Sorry, command that one. We don't require those things. Command the second line, third line. Can you remove that comma actually? Send it, that's all. Now you will be getting the token. Scroll down. You got the access token now. This is how you can able to use, application team right. What they will do right. If they're asking, hey team, we need the authentication. API means for an HTML adapter. Give this to endpoint actually. One, that is this endpoint right. Instead of that flow, slash that number right. You need to change it to the flow ID. Action is equal to check username and password. This endpoint. You need to share it. Then get flow ID. You need to share it actually. And please remember, this one will work only for the HTML adapter, not for anything else actually. It won't work for the MFA. It won't work for the HTTP basic adapter and all. It's only working for the HTML adapter actually. Sorry, which one? I didn't get you. The RefID adapter. No, RefID adapter is also not there. If you can see that Postman collection there, it won't be there actually. Scroll down. It is not there actually. It's only for V. Oh, it's there now. I've seen. I never tested it. Actually, I tested for the ping ID adapter and then I tested for the HTML LDAP actually. But it's the same thing. You will be getting the reference ID right in the header format. The same header format. You have to get the flow ID and then check reference ID. That's all actually. In the body, can you click on the body there? Pass the reference ID actually. That's all. You'll be getting the drop-off reference ID right in the normal endpoint. When you are getting the drop-off reference ID, you just have to copy-paste it actually. Set up the actual reading cover right. We will see that. Don't worry. Now here, if you could see right, we have seen the HTML form adapter. Now here, if you could see right. If you remember, we have seen that, change password option also. Right, if you remember, we did the change password. Shall we do the change password by here actually in this flow? Shall we do that one? Because these are all I have. Did that, in a real-time scenario, right? I did this kind of a configuration. Actually, I know how to change it. First of all, right, I hope you also did it. I think it's the same thing actually. I think if you already know, right, that, and yes, that's fine. Here if I want to get the change password right. First of all, this password change means we need to start it actually because the user needs to click on the change password option right. Change password option means they are clicking on the button right. They are clicking on the button means it's like an initiate. It's going to start actually. First of all, we need to get the flow ID. Then we need to click on the button right. That button will give another flow ID. Actually, that's a different one. Understanding my point right? For a normal flow ID, that's fine. When it is redirecting to, when you are redirecting to the HTML form page, you'll get one kind of a flow ID actually. Then after that you are clicking on you are clicking on the change password option, right? That button. Actually, that button will generate another flow ID actually. That will be different. This other form will be open, right? Exactly, because that's a different form actually, right? That's why it will generate another flow ID to flow IDs. You need to get to change the password option actually. Now can you try it again? Get the flow ID again. You need to get the new one because that one is already used, right? No. I think this is correct. Now can you click on the no, wait. No, it won't work actually. No, if you could see. No, wait. The status is completed. You click on the cookie and then clear the cookie there in the right hand side. No, their cookies no. Clear that niche. That's all. Close it. Send the request again. Now, if you could see right, this is the new one. Please be careful on this one. The session will be there. Here also in the Postman also, the cookie will be there. Now, next one is, can you initiate the password change? We don't require the authentication, right? We can initiate the password change. Can you change the flow ID? Paste the flow ID. Send it. You'll get another flow ID here. No, what is that? No, you need to. It was the postman, right? Send it. No, why it's not working? Is there any option got changed or something? HTTP. I noticed. Send it. Now you got the new flow ID for which one? New password required. Now change password address. Here scroll down. Can you know? No, it's already there. So in the left hand side, can you click on that? No, not here. Scroll down. There is a must change password, right? Check new password. Now here, can you put the flow ID there? I think the URL, let it be there. The URL, I think it's taking the niche only, right? Like it was actually given dynamic value. Oh, I understood. I thought it was niche. No problem. Can you go to the body? No. Can you give the new password? Put the username existing password and then the new password. Capture, you can comment it. No existing password. This is ping 123, right? The existing one. Similarly, you can test it. Like you can also test the account recovery. You can also test the different flows. Actually, it would be very simple, like to change the password. No. These are all not secured one, right? Now send it, that's all. Successful password change, right? Now shall we continue with the password? Continue with the authentication here. That is also we can do. Actually, here in the left hand side you got another one, right? Can you copy the ID there? Can you copy the ID here in the left hand side, right? Next one, the change password. The change password extension. No, can you scroll down? A successful password change, right? That is the message you received it, right? Continue authentication here. Can you change the give the flow ID which you got it? And then now here after successful password change. If you continue to the authentication, right, it should have to complete the authentication and the token will get generated, right? That is what you will be getting it. Send it, that's all. Now if you could see the token got generated, right? This is known as the authentication. Here also you can do the like. I mean, we can also do the change password or the reset password, right? Account recovery option, like which we did, right? That is also, but those are all resetting the password and all not that much recommended here actually. And even the change password option also, right? This is not that much secured. Also, right, because they are doing it in the API and you are passing the like. I mean, where you are passing. You are passing the username in the body, right? That is one. But I mean, anyways, this kind of different options. It's available, but we can able to explore it in the Pinkfill, right? And then we will see one more authentication API that is known as the same HTML format. Probably, but through the initial registration we can do actually. That is a registration page. We can able to do it in the Pinkfill, right? But we can able to do only on the Pink directory part. As a LDA, we can able to do it on the Pink directory, not for the any other DL available in the Active Directory or any other directory. It won't work actually. Why? Because as of now, there is a reason also actually. We will see that we need to do some changes on the Pink directory actually. I think on Monday or Friday, right, when we start the Pink directory, we will see that option. We will also go through the Pink directory and then we will see that option also, and then we come back here and then do the change for the registration. We can also do the registration that they can have their own registration page also. Normally the HTML form will have the registration page actually, but if the application team, if they want to have their own registration, that is also we can able to do actually. That's also we can able to do it on this one. That is known as T-like authentication. AAP are using for the registration for the HTML authentication and as well as T-like a change password option. Actually, understood how you are getting. The most important part is the flow ID. Everything you need to get the flow ID, that's all. For each and every request, whatever you can able to relate with T. Whatever you are doing it in the screens right. Whatever you are doing it in the like normally with the user interface. This is not the user interface. The user interface where you are seeing it whenever you're clicking on some button. That means there is a change happening. Actually, for example, if you're clicking on the login button, you required one flow ID that we are doing it. When you are, but you are not doing the username and password, but you are clicking on some other button in that one. It requires another flow ID. Actually, that is what we got, 2 flow IDs to change the password. And then we got another flow ID to continue the authentication also. 3 flow IDs we got right. One starting flow ID, next initiate the change password. Then after change password, we got one more flow ID there, and then we use that flow ID to continue with the authentication to get the token actually right. This is known as the like a pink ferret authentication AP. But it's not, like there are not a lot of organization will use it actually. There are certain organization not that much. Mobile scenarios. Mobile scenario. That is also how many applications in your organization are using it actually for this one. I think just one application window. Only. Exactly. Actually, the thing is that right. They won't. Even this option is also there, right? If you give it right, they will ask for all the applications, then the security policies. Whenever you are having it with applications, right? It will create a lot of unnecessary issues actually. What we did right. There is one application starting. It started with only one application. Actually, it went up to nearly 20-30 applications like that. Like every application, right, we will get the vulnerabilities. Security scan alert actually for every application because we are passing the username and password in the AP call actually. But the thing is that you will be exposing that URL, right? Whatever that you are putting the pink filterite endpoint, right? Or the internet actually. These endpoints are available over the internet. That is one of the disadvantage for this kind of APS actually. If they are calling all the applications, they are calling from the outside only. Like through all the normal internet also. They are calling it actually over the public Wi-Fi and all. That's why, we'll get the alerts and all. Actually, you are not getting alert actually in your organization. But even this is the internal staff facing applications. Oh, for you, it's internal. For it's not for the external customers. External, we are having only for the external consumers actually. Employees, we are not using this one actually. Employees means it's a strict flow. We should not use this kind of configuration for the external employees, internal employees and all. Only for the consumers. We are having this kind of, different kind of concepts actually. We are having different HTML adapters for each application. Each application will have their, I mean, we will create separate HTML adapter. Why? Because they will be having their own different login screens from their site, right? We don't need to do anything actually. Just create one HTML adapter, create one client ID, and then do the authentication according to the authorization code which they will get. The code actually, and then they will get the token after, right after. Once they get the code, they'll go for a token. And then once they get the token, that's all actually. That is for the authorization code. Here you got the token directly because we just tested it by using the implicit right. If it is an authorization code, you will get the authorization code. Actually, that's all. That is the only difference. It won't work for the client credentials or AOPC and all. The most used use case, right? It's only for the authorization code granting. Understood? But what is the use of enabling this authentication? API in policy Vinay. It will directly go to this one. Actually, you can keep it at any point here. Actually, directly when the authentication API, right? When you are having the authentication API config in the client ID, it will go to this policy directly. It won't go to the next policy and all actually. Whenever you are, irrespective of the order, exactly irrespective of the order, and then the policy contracts actually. But don't use that one in the policies. Normally use the policy with the normal flow actually. How you are doing it right, the select as flow. That is the best way of managing the policies. Because here, if you are using the authentication API, then you will get confused. Why this policy at the number 10? But that policy does not have the policy contract means. Then you'll get a confusion. Actually, it's not good to manage it. I mean, one application means you won't have the policy. I think just directly configure one, adapt right. I mean, you won't be having the policy and all, but we are having 20 to 30 applications. We are having the select us one, like what client set selector. Everything is on the what. It won't work for the SAML. How you did this one right? The same thing. This is for an engine actually. This is for a user authentication, user SO creation SAML. I mean user SO flow right. But the same thing, there is an API available for the API available for the administrators. Actually, you can do some configuration in the administrators actually. Open another tab. The endpoint of that ping federate is https:// Oh no, the spelling is wrong. I think right. It's good. Now here, the thing is that right now we can able to do the administrator APS. Actually, that is the /pf admin app. No, not that. No, not that our admin console actually. The same console we can able to accessible over the API flow also actually. Admin app /app docs. Wait, it's doing an error actually. Sorry, it's 9999, sorry. We put that engineer. Let it get load actually. It should have asked for a username and password. Like administrator and password right. You need to give that one. It doesn't ask me. Oh, I think you already have the console logged in, right? I think it's not asking for that. Anyway, that's fine. No, the console is already there in the browser, actually. I think for the authentication API, you shared me one of the URL, right? It asked me to open one of the URL in the browser. Can you go back to the console? The thing for your console, right? Can you go to the Authentication AP integration, Authentication AP applications? It's Authn Explorer actually. That's a testing tool. Copy that. This URL. You can also test it here also. Actually, instead of testing it, post one right, you can also test it here. You can get the flow ID and then do the changes actually. Can you copy that? No, not here actually. Can you copy that URL in the like? Copy the URL from the node first. Copy that. Instead of response underscore mode right. Without response underscore mode, hit it actually. In the browser, hit it. Paste it. Oh wait, how it's going to that? That's weird. No, wait. We enabled it right. No, it should have to go to that. Appear flow actually. Why it's not? Why it's not going to there? That's right. Let's go. Hit it there. And copy that. ID there in the left hand side. But if I have the puff flow, it is actually giving. No, that's fine. It should not give it actually. When you're hitting that you are right, you should have to redirect to that explorer. Why it's not going to there? Paste that. Get. Copy that. Copy that and scroll down. That is an HTML format. I'm right. Expand that username first required. Check username and password. Right. Expand it. Post the example model. Actually, post model 1. No, post model 1 model 1. No, that one post model above that one. Can you now change it? Actually, delete everything and just put the 1, 2, 3, the new password. Delete other stuffs. Actually, not required. Delete the comma. Now send it. You got the talk on that. This is also you can able to do by here. Now can you go to the APS Authentication API? The Authentication API is also simple, only like a sorry. I mean here. What are the? If you want to create a sample connection, you can also create it. First of all, let's get it actually. Can you scroll to the top right? Here administrator, that's a simple one actually. Here, let's get that one. Click on the get one. What are the administrator accounts? Are they right? It will get it actually. Click on try it out. When you try to log into this console, right, you should have to ask there also actually. But anyways, that's fine. Here, what are the icons? Are there actually? There are, 2 accounts. Are they right? Can you copy one kind of item? Only this copy, only one item. Not here. Not there. No, expanded. We copied the whole item. The whole item, just only one item actually. Copy that. Now you execute it with the post method. This is a post method, right? Created one. Oh, I think here also it's giving the example model. Yes, that's fine. I think that is one more. Can you change the username there? One, two, three like that. Oh, this is also fine. Can you remove the encrypted password? and give only the normal password. Actually, password is equal to the value. You also having experience on this one. Actually, you tried anywhere. Did you try this one normally? But rest of the other APS, I have tried. Which one? Oh, this is the first time you are trying this one. On the account level, this is the first time, but the rest of them are getting a word. You just have to copy that right. You just have to get once. You get it, copy that, and put it. That's all actually. But ours is actually a way of working. I don't know, I'm just giving an example. Actually, I'm just giving. I mean, by using that you can get for a SAML connection, right? You can get the SAL connection, copy that and edit some changes and put it actually. If I want to put it there, copy from Dell to production, right? I can get it from development. Just change the endpoint and then put it there in the production. Simple. It has successfully executed but never given the response for us to run it somewhere. No, it's not giving it. It's given the error as 422. Can you scroll to the top? Can you know? No, the password is wrong. Can you go to that? The encrypted password. You need to give only the password. It should be 8 characters actually. Can you try with 8 characters? It's 8 characters only now. 2 favorite. Put it. This one, like how we can able to use it right. Maybe like if you want to copy and put it there in the production, right? Then you can use this one. Actually, but if you're having this one, right, if it won't work properly. If you're having it like nearly more than 500 SAML connections and all right. It's what is that again? I didn't see that. Small piece mode. Mad request. Mad request. Success rate. Now can you go back to the console and then check it? That is, one more administrator should be there. This is how we can enable this one right. It's only for 10 SAML connection. 20 watt configurations or a small number of configurations is there means it's easy actually because it will load us fast actually. But if you are having like longer time, I mean like 5,000 application, I mean we are having 5,000 applications for the workforce. It's like I mean it never loads actually, but for the consumers I have tried it actually it will work actually. You can also create a policy contract there also actually. You can also create the adapters. You can also whatever the configuration you are doing it inside the console, right? You can able to do it in that authentication. I've been a patient. It's like another easier method actually. Why this kind of? I mean, it's not that much required. Why the why? I am telling it to you right. Sometimes, right, even in interview, when you are attending an interview, right? Like, if there are some people, they will behave like, they know everything in the pink for it and all right. Those people will ask this kind of unnecessary question because the real-time use case, nothing will be there. Like, you're not going to use it because you know, right? The load. If the number of applications is increased means the load also will get increased. We don't need to use this kind of configurations, right? The real-time use case means how many, you can also how many times you are using it. This one, actually that many APIs. Like all the automation is going through the API, right? Exactly. Now I mean, automation is going to, but when you are configuring any connection, are you doing it over this one or like you are doing it in? We generally don't do this. You are not, I mean, it will take time actually, because like the SAM, everything exactly. I mean, you can do it simply there. I mean, it will take a lot of time to practice for you to edit it, copy paste it. Actually, in my case, right? In configuration, consumers, right? They won't allow us to do it as like the console actually. We need to do it from this like we won't be having a proper access on the production. We will be. We are the development team, right, for that. We will configure it in the Dell and then there's a production team. They will copy and then paste it in there. Actually, that is little bit kind of a one issue actually. They will be copy pasting it in from the Dell, change the endpoint and then put it there in the production. Actually, in the API method only. Not on the like inside the console. They won't do it actually. Because they are. I mean, there are like a lot of people. They are facing some kind of issues actually. That is why I mean I can, if they give me the access for production, I can directly go and do it by myself actually. It's easy for me. That's all. I mean, there are certain kinds of policies and all restrictions. That's based on the each clients actually. We cannot do anything on that, but still this kind of option. It will take some time to learn for you, but it's not that much required actually to create a SIM connection or to create an adapter means adapter creation and all it will. It will be irritating actually to do it here. It's better to do it in that, but this option is also available in the Pink Ferret. They can able to consume it to do the automation and all actually. We can just test it whether the JSON will be created or not. You can also try it in the Postman. Actually, you can also get the collection of this one right. And then put it in the Postman also. You can able to do it actually. That is also will work. Maybe you can open another tab right. Here, no, can you go back into the one? I think that URL itself it will have the JSON. Can you scroll to the top exactly? And that Abini appears. Click on that one. Is that working? Oh no, it's not working. Open another tab. Can you type Pink Ferret Abini API payload of Postman collection? It will be available in the GitHub actually. Click on the first one. Yes. That's all. It wouldn't be accessible inside being normalization. I don't know, it will work actually. Even I got it from here only. No, not this. I had been appearing at Pink Fen right. Click on that one. Yes. The second time. There is an option to download it actually collection. Click on that one. Pink Ferret API Postman collection right. You can download this one. Oh wait. Oh, there is in the top right hand side corner right. Download it. Let's see. It should have to download the JSON only. Can you check it? Now here write the certificates and then the log file write. We have seen one certificate that is related to the signing certificate right. And then one certificate we have seen that is for the LDAP trusting certificate right. That is one more certificate. Like for example, if you can go back to you can just explore it, this one. The same thing, whatever we have seen it in the browser, write the same thing. The most important part of the ping directory, it's that API and then the ping data sync pipe, ping replication, and then the delegated portal admin. Even in the interview, also write, if you know this concept right, it will be better. Actually, it's like a deadly combination. If you know ping directory APIs and as well as the authentication APIs and as well as the admin APIs. And then if you know the ping data sync pipe, ping replication and as well as the ping fed configuration, it's like a deadly combination. No one knows. I mean in the market, right? It's like a good one actually. Ping has been mostly widely used in all the companies right now. It's basically like everywhere nowadays. Like you cannot see the ping fed, right? You cannot see any application without using without ping fed, right? Actually, every organization started using the SO as a ping fed, right? Ping fed, right? Ping fed, right? Actually. Now the directory also, they have started using the ping directory basically. Now here, if you see right, there is a we have seen the signing certificate and then we have seen the, we have seen the LDA right. In order to enable the SL for that right. That's TP's configuration for the ping fed console and as well as the engine right 9031 and as well as the 9999 actually. Right. For that one right, what we need to do, can you go back to the console? When you are installing the PingFed, that is one kind of certificate which will be available automatically. It's like a local certificate. Can you go to the security, the SSL Server Certificates in the right hand side corner? Here you can able to see the server certificates actually. It's taking a lot of time to load actually. Oh, did you click on 2 times or something? No, that's weird. But in the security showing the administrative. The glitch again, you saw right. When we do the OpenID, there was another glitch. When the divide is falling, when creating the way, it was another. Some of the configuration doesn't. There is another glitch also. I think it's the new version. There are some glitch happening on. Here, if you could see right, there is a local certificate, right? Here, if you're using the load balancing also means you can generate the certificate from the certificate team and then you can import it here. Actually, once you import it here, right, you can able to, not only here, you need to use it in the load balancing also. The same certificate which needs to be updated in the load balance. Both of them is done means that's all actually. It will get secured. There is no restarting of the services not required. Here also it. Can you create a new certificate here? Let's create one new certificate. Give you the same common name actually. That's your host name. Subject alternative name. No, don't forget the subject. Alternative name even in when you're requesting for a certificate, right? Ask the certificate team to put the DNS name and then the same value as your PingFerret hosting because the Chrome browser. The policy got changed actually in 2018. This policy got changed. The Chrome browser or Mozilla, it will take only the second one actually. The DLS, not the first one, common name. The common name will work only for the Internet Explorer browser only. That was a huge issue actually we faced during that time 2018. I still remember that during the change happened all the certificates which it got failed. Actually we need to add it as a SEN actually. Now create. That's all. I think we can save it. Oh, country code I input. I am actually. Save it. We need to have this certificate for the runtime console, engine console. And that's the admin console actually. Here there are two certificates. One certificate is automatically there, right? But we need to disable that first one actually. Right hand side, can you select action? Disable it. First of all, let's enable the second one actually, but we already enabled, right? Yes, that's fine. Activate default for the admin console and a runtime node. We already made it as active, but why? And yes, that's it. Can you deactivate this one for the runtime? And then the both admin console. Log. Now close the browser. No, just close the browser. Whole browser. Open the browser again, and then it should have to reflect the new search actually. Can you click on the security? Let's test one thing. Actually, I never tested this one, but I want to test this one. Actually, select action. In the right hand side, why the certificate we deleted, right? Yes, we did. No, this is the one. No, that's certificate. We didn't delete it. You can delete it. We are activated. Deactivated it. Delete that one. We don't require that. Can you select action and then export the search? They export only the certificate. We don't require the private key export. Click on done here. Now can you try one thing? Can you go to the trusted CA here in the left hand side? Can you just put that a certificate there in the trusted CA? Let's see. Click on next and save it. Now log out and close the console and try again. Close the browser and try again. Let's see, it should not work actually. It's a silly thing which I want to test it, but anyways, that's fine. Can you try to log into that console again? It's not working. Anyways, that's fine. Can you go in the bottom right? Can you? Where is the certificate we have exported actually? Can you go to the search? Here install certificate. Can you install it in that local machine? Click on next. It lasts for an administrator access actually. Wait. Place all the certificate in the following store. Put it in the trusted root. Browse trusted root. Click on next and save it. That's all. Finish it. Close the browser and then open it again. Now it will give the secure symbol actually. This step, it is not required. Actually, this step only for the cell center. If you're not using the cell center, if you're using this, you have to use the certificate, team certificate only. Once you upload it in your, the SSL Server Certificates, right? Automatically, it will get changed to your console and all. For the users and all, right? If you want to for the admin, normally engine node, right, for the reflected, you need to put it there in the load balancer. If you are using the load balancer also actually. If you forgot to put it in the load balancer, it will work for your console. But it won't work for the normal users actually when you are trying it. For load balancer, like when we add the certificate, like is there any specific path that we should mention? Like we have to tell the load balancer team they will not be able to update search sites to the DB thing and also the you will be part of. That's why, because that is for the trusting, right? These are not supposed to add the certificate required, actually only in. If you put the admin console, you can replicate it to the engine nodes automatically. Actually, there is no recommend to put it in the every engine. You don't need to put it every server, just only you can able to do. Our work will be done once you put it inside the SSL Server Certificates. Actually, you need to do it in at the same time. You have to schedule a call. And then, like you have to get the load balancer team and then your certificate team. And then like your team and then upload the certificate at the same time and then ask the network team to change it there also. Actually, if you put it and if they are changing it in a different time, means it won't work. Actually, it should be simultaneously. This is like one kind of a disadvantage actually. We need to do it at the simultaneously this kind of certificate change actually. And then at the same time, obviously, the signing certificate renewal also, right? You need to renew the certificate and then ask the application team. You can share it with all. The application team schedule a call and then change the certificates accordingly. And then like the same kind of a single logout certificate also, right? The same thing applies there also, actually. And then the LDAP certificate, you can do it whenever. I mean you. That is also whenever the LDAP team, they are going to change the certificate, right? They need to inform you also actually. Then you can able to upload it into your PingFat, right? That is also you need to do actually. They will forget it actually. But if you are using the ping directory, we are the team means, then that's fine actually. I understood. Ping directory. Like ping directory also, like we have to get the certificate from the certificate team and then like the similar step, like how we installed right through the SSH. I can put it inside the console actually. Like SSL Server Certificates in the PingFat, right? The same thing can also do it in the ping directory also, actually. The same steps like how we import it. I mean, you have to choose the file and then upload the certificate. Actually, that's all. There is no export it from the ping directory, right? No, that step. You need to do the same thing. Actually, I'm saying the like how we can able to renew the ping directory certificates. Actually, how you did it in the PingFat, right? The SSL server is the same kind of step only. You can copy paste it. That's all. No, the spelling is wrong. I missed it. It will be a lot of things actually. Copy that and put it in the notepad and then change it accordingly and then put it actually. But is there any way when the certificate alone is being expired for the signing certificate, right? No. That kind of automation is not yet there actually. That is also like, I mean, I have taken with the ping vendor also actually. Is there any kind of automation available to change only the cert for every SAML connection inside the ping for it actually? It's like same possible. It's a manual process always. I have checked it actually. That one generally manually. Certain other organization will allow it to manually do a change. Manually do a change means you're asking. Like have to log into the admin console and then we have to do the change. Do the change actually. Even in my production also, they are doing it inside the admin. The creating the SAML connections and all they are doing it inside the. They are doing it over the Larbini basically. But for a certificate anyway, right? They are doing it inside the console only. That is for them only. I have checked with vendor also and then the vendor also. They said nothing. Is there actually like that? Maybe we need to develop a different coding and some of it seems. But I think they definitely work on this kind of stuff. Definitely in future because it's a serious concern actually because we are, security concerns basically. 100 connections to 100 connection switch. You won't feel anything. Even on 100 connections also it's easy. But if you are going with the 1000, 2000 connection switch, it's like here, that will be the like. It will be hectic actually. And then I don't know whether those kind of, if that API is also coming right. I don't know whether that automation also will happen properly or not actually because the number of applications is too huge, right? That is what one by one means. That's good actually. Like if you're creating a SAML connection one by one means you can able to easily change the value and put it actually. That's easy. But at the same time, if you're running the automation right, it's not good, right? Anyway, we will do some mistakes actually. That is one. But anyways, that's fine. I think we'll stop it right here. And finally, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.